Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is motion. Now see what is motion. Before understanding motion, let us start with example. Okay, now one person is standing here and another person is standing here. Both the person is in rest position. Okay, and they were playing football among each other. So football is an object which remain in motion because football is coming here after 1 second and after another second it is coming to another person. So the object is said to be in motion when its position is changing with respect to time. Okay, when an object changes its position with respect to time, the object is said to be in motion. Now see, this is a cycle rider. Okay, after 1 minute they will remain there, after 2 seconds their position will change, after 3 seconds their position will change, 4 seconds, so on. So when object changes its position with respect to time is said to be in motion. Okay, example, a flying bird. Okay, now what is rest? When the position does not change with respect to time is known as rest. Okay, now example, a person sleeping. So during sleeping you don't need, your position does not change with respect to time. After 5 hours also you will sleep in that same position. So the person is in rest. Okay, a table lying in the, okay, a book lying in the table, all are the example of rest. When the position of an object with respect to its immediate surrounding does not change with time, position does not change with time is known as rest. Now what is the difference between the rest and motion? A body is said to be rest if position does not change with respect to time. Okay, clear? A body is said to be in motion if its position continuously changes with respect to time. For example, a flying bird, a boy playing football, obviously his position is changing. Now book lying on the table, obviously the position of book will not change. A bench fixed in a park, obviously the bench which is fixed in a park, this position will not change. The state of rest and motion of the body is relative to each other. Obviously rest and motion is related to each other and body can be both at rest and motion at the same time. Understood? बॉडी रेस्ट में भी हो सकता है एंड बॉडी मोशन भी हो सकता है सेम टाइम में. एंड कैसे रेस्ट एंड मोशन रिलेटेड है एक दूसरे से हम लोग आगे के लेक्चर्स में देखेंगे. नाउ कंपोनेंट ऑफ मोशन. व्हाट आर द 3 कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ मोशन? स्पीड हो गया, टाइम हो गया एंड डिस्टेंस हो गया. ठीक है. Now what is speed? Speed means, now see, this is a car. Okay, if it is moving along a straight line or in a curve or curvilinear path, okay, it doesn't matter. The car cover 5 kilometer distance in 2 hours, means the total distance covered in per unit time is known as speed. Okay, the formula is speed is total distance traveled by total time taken. Speed of the body is the distance traveled in per unit. Understood? Now the unit of speed is meter per second. Meter per second. Understood? Now see distance. Now let us see distance. What is distance? Now length of the part joining 2 points. Distance is a scalar quantity because it depends only on magnitude. No, not depend on direction. Is known as scalar quantity. Now unit of length meter, kilometer, centimeter. Okay, the SI unit of distance is meter. Now see, distance is the total distance covered by object. Total path covered by object in motion is known as distance. Understood? Now measurement of time, we can measure the time with the help of various type of clock, wall clock, table clock, watches, okay, digital clock. So time is measured by using clocks or watches. Clocks and watches make use of periodic motion. We will understand about the periodic motion in afterwards. Now motion and rest are relative to each other. In previous lecture also we have seen that rest and motion are relative. Now how? See, this is a train, okay, two persons are sitting in a train. A person sitting in a moving train is at rest with respect to his fellow passenger. With respect to his passenger, person is in rest who are sitting in the train. Now but is in motion with respect to the object outside the train, but they are in motion with respect to the object outside the train. Understood? This is the situation when object is in one situation can be rest, but another situation is in motion. That's why motion and rest are relative. A person is in rest with respect to his fellow passenger, but he is in motion with respect to the another object outside the train. Understood? So rest and motion are relative. Now see, another explanation is given. Suppose we are sitting on a railway platform and looking a tree nearby. Okay, we say that tree is at rest. Obviously the position of the tree will not change. But when we see a train passing out of the station, we say that the train is in motion because its position continuously changes. Okay, tree position is not changing, but the position of the train will change continuously. Now another example is given for a passenger sitting inside a moving bus. The driver of the bus is at rest because it does not appear to change his position with respect to the passenger. Obviously driver will not change the position. On the other hand, the object outside the bus such as trees, building appear to in motion since they are appear to change its position relative to the passenger. Okay. Now the position of the driver will not change respect to the position, but the position of the tree, building will change with respect to the fellow passenger. So rest and motion are related to each other. Now next, an object can be in motion relative to one another set of object while at rest with another set of objects, such as motion and rest are relative to each other. Understood? Now another example is given. Suppose you are sitting in a room. Obviously you are at rest in a relation to all the stationary object inside the room. Okay, if we are sitting inside the room, we are at rest position respect to all the stationary object. Okay, but the room is on earth. Obviously room is on earth and the earth itself is not at rest. Okay, earth is not at rest. The earth revolved around the sun. It takes 1 year to complete one rotation around the sun. So you are also revolving with the earth around the sun. So in relation to the sun, we are in motion. Understood? That's why rest and motion are related to each other. Now next is different type of motion. First is translatory, rotatory, circulatory, oscillatory, vibratory, periodic and non-periodic motion. So let us see one by one. Now what is translatory motion? If an object like a vehicle move in a line, okay, if object move in a straight line, what will happen? Every point of the object move through the same distance in the same time. Every point will move same distance in same interval of time. That's why it is known as translatory motion. Understood? When object move in a straight line, what happens? Every point of an object will move same distance in same interval of time. Is known as translatory motion. Translatory motion are of two types. Okay, rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. Rectilinear motion is also known as linear motion and curvilinear motion. Now rectilinear motion, when object move in a straight line. What? When object move in a straight line, when motion of the object is in straight line. A ball falling from a height. towards the surface of the earth is example of rectilinear motion. Apple falling from a tree, pushing of box, march passed by the student on straight path, all are the example of rectilinear motion when the motion occur in straight line. Okay, straight path or straight line is known as rectilinear motion. Now curvilinear motion. What is curvilinear motion? When a motion of the body along a curve, when motion occur in a curved path. Example, running race in a curved track. When persons are running race in a curved track. Okay, these are the example. Okay, motion of cyclist while taking a turn on the road. A car moving along a curved path and ball is thrown by athlete are in curvilinear motion. Understood? All are the example of curvilinear motion. Now next is rotatory motion. A body is said to be in rotatory motion if it's move in a fixed axis. This is the difference between the translatory and rotatory motion. In translatory motion, when body is moving in a straight line, it is not fixed. Body is free to move. But in rotatory motion, body is in its fixed axis. Okay. Now rotatory motion is different from the translatory motion because in rotatory motion the different part of the object move through the different distance during the same time. The part of the body near the axis rotation travel a similar distance than the distance part of the body. Now see, in translatory motion when a body move in a straight line, but in rotatory motion body is fixed about its axis. Body will rotate about its fixed axis. Okay, but in translatory motion body will travel some point through a same distance in some equal interval of time, but here the body is fixed. Different parts of the body will move. Now next is circular motion. Motion of the body along the circular path is known. When motion of the body occur in a circular path, it is known as circular motion. Now circular motion is a special type of motion, special type of curvilinear motion, in which the distance of a moving object from a fixed point and called center does not change. Means here the center does not change. सर्कुलरी मोशन, जो सर्कुलर मोशन है स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ मोशन है कर्विलिनियर मोशन का. हेयर इसमें क्या होता है कि जो सेंटर है वो चेंज नहीं होता है, यहाँ फिक्स्ड पॉइंट रहता है. ठीक है. गर्ल इज व्हीलिंग अ स्टोन और स्टोन टाइड एट द एंड ऑफ द स्टिंग इन अ सर्कुलर पाथ एंड द मोशन ऑफ द अर्थ अराउंड द सन. Earth revolved around the sun is the example of curvilinear motion. Earth revolved around the sun. Now the difference between the circulatory motion and the rotatory motion. Now see, in rotatory motion the axis of rotation passes from the point in a body itself. Okay. Here the axis passes from the body in itself. Okay. In circular motion the axis of revolution passes through the point outside the body. Here it passes in the body. ठीक है. Axis of rotation passes in the from a body. Okay. From a point in the body, but in circulatory motion the axis of revolution passes through a point outside the body. Understood? A motion of earth around the sun is circular, whereas the motion of the earth about its own axis in rotation, always remember it's rotate about its own axis, but in circulatory the motion of the earth around the sun means respect to another body is known as circulatory motion. In circular and rotatory motion the distance of a point of the body from a fixed point always remains the same, where it is not the same in curvilinear motion. Understood? In circular और इन रोटेटरी मोशन द डिस्टेंस जो होगा फ्रॉम अ फिक्स पॉइंट से होगा, बट कर्विलिनियर में फिक्स पॉइंट से नहीं होगा. ठीक है. हमेशा याद रखना रोटेशन मोशन अबाउट इट्स ओन एक्सिस होता है. own axis and circular motion, ठीक है, respect to another body. ना ऑक्सिलेटरी मोशन जो है स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ मोशन है पीरियोडिक मोशन का, ठीक है. द टू एंड फ्रो मोशन ऑफ अ बॉडी फ्रॉम इट्स पोजिशन is called auxiliary motion. Motion of pendulum clock, motion of swing. Now see, when a body move to and fro motion will, when body repeats this motion after same interval of time, okay, after fixed position is known as auxiliary motion, but the condition is motion must be to and fro. Okay, now see, this is a pendulum and it is pointed as a B and C. When one oscillation will complete, when it will move from B to C, then again will come from C to B, then one oscillation will complete, B to C and then C to B. Okay, all are the example of oscillatory motion. Now next is vibratory motion. It is also an oscillatory motion with the difference that in vibratory motion the part of the body always remain fixed. The rest part move to and fro about its mean position. Understood? Part of the body always remain fixed. जो part है वो remain fixed, but the rest part always moves to and fro about its mean position. During the vibratory motion, the shape and size of the body changes. Okay, shape and size will change. When we breathe, one chest expand, one contract. Obviously, when the wire is plugged from the middle, a musical instrument, all are the example of vibratory motion. So vibratory motion is a part of circulatory motion also. Here the part of the body fixed, remain fixed, and rest part always do to and fro about its mean position. Example, musical instrument. Okay, when we breathe, when we respire, we exhale or we inhale. Now periodic motion, a motion which get repeated after regular interval of time. What? After regular interval of time is example of periodic motion. Clock is the example of periodic motion. Clock are the example of periodic motion. And Earth complete one revolution about the sun in nearly 365 days. This motion is repeated after 365 days. Okay, this is the example of periodic motion which repeats its motion after regular interval of time is known as periodic motion. And auxiliary motion, there is a difference between the periodic motion and auxiliary motion. In periodic motion also regular interval of time its motion will be reported, and in auxiliary motion also regular interval of time its motion will be reported, but in auxiliary motion to and fro motion will be there. A normal person heartbeat every 0.8 second. A pendulum of clock repeats its motion after every 2 seconds. Okay, swing are the example of periodic motion. Now next, non-periodic motion, motion which does not repeat its after a regular interval of time. Okay, a body does not repeat its motion after regular interval of time is known as non-periodic motion. A footballer running on a field, okay, obviously it will not repeat after a regular interval of time. Application of brake in a moving vehicle, it will not applicable that it will repeat its motion after a regular interval of time. Okay, a ball rolling, okay, a ball rolling. Understood? Now zigzag motion. Zigzag motion, a motion of the particle called molecule. Its remain zigzag motion will remain in a molecule. Okay, a gas is a random or zigzag is irregular because they do not take a specific path and specific direction of motion. Zigzag motion present in a molecule. Now next, wheel of moving vehicle. Translation and rotation. Obviously rotation occur and translation because it cover a path in a straight line. Now drilling machine. Okay, Okay, drilling machine is also the example of drilling machine, rotatory and translatory motion. Okay, in drilling machine this is the rotation occur and translatory because it move in a linear path. Now carpenter's saw, here the translatory motion present and rotatory motion also present. Now a ball rolling, okay, ball rolling on the ground, rotatory because it move in about a fixed axis, and translatory because it cover a path in a straight line. Okay, and equal distance covered in a same interval of time. Rotation of earth, rotatory plus circular or curvilinear. Okay, obviously it moves in a circular orbit. Understood? Curvilinear is a special type of circular motion. Now next, speed is defined by distance traveled by unit body in a unit time. Distance traveled by time taken. Okay, SI unit of speed is meter per second. Understood? Common used unit is kilometer per hour, and we can kilometer 18 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 meter per second. This is a conversion unit. Now average speed. Average speed is calculated by finding the ratio of when total distance traveled by total time taken. Here what is speed? Speed is a total distance traveled by time taken. Understood? Speed is a distance traveled, not total distance. Distance traveled by time taken, but average speed is a total distance traveled. Now see, this is a car. It is covering 3 kilometer, 4 kilometer, 5 kilometers. So all the total distance divided by total time, 5 seconds, 2 seconds. So all are the average speed. Now uniform motion. If the body travel equal distance in equal interval of time, motion is said to be uniform. Obviously when moving body is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. Now see, okay, 0 minute it is present here. After 2 seconds it complete 4. Okay, 2 seconds it covers 4 meter. After 2 seconds 8 meter. After 2 seconds 12. After 2 seconds 16. So equal distance when body covered equal distance in equal interval of time is known as uniform motion. See, 2 meter per second speed, 2 meters. So speed is also constant. For a uniform motion, the speed of the moving body remains constant. Understood? Now non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion when a moving body travel unequal distance in equal interval of time. Okay, when body cover unequal distance in equal interval of time is known as non-uniform motion. The speed is variable in different interval of time. Now in first interval it cover 5, then second 10, then third 15. Now see, 0 minute here, 5 minutes here, then 15 minutes. So non-uniform motion when unequal distance covered in equal interval of time. After 5 seconds 5 meter, after 10 seconds 10 meter. So unequal distance covered in equal interval of time. 5 सेकेंड के बाद मान लो 5 मीटर कवर किया, 10 सेकेंड के बाद ओके 10 मीटर कवर किया, मीन्स ये अब अनइक्वल डिस्टेंस कवर कर रहा है इक्वल इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम में, उसे हम लोग बोलते हैं नॉन यूनिफॉर्म मोशन. नाउ यूनिट ऑफ टाइम. Okay, the basic unit of time is second. The larger unit of time are minute, hour. The basic unit of speed is meter per second. The larger unit of speed is kilometer per hour. Ancient time में हम लोग टाइम को मेज़र करते थे with the help of sun dials, water clock and sand clock. Okay. नाउ ऑक्सीलेशन हमने अभी देखा था, दिस इज अ मीन पोजीशन. ओके, वन ऑक्सीलेशन कब कंप्लीट होगा? जब वो ओ पोजीशन से बी में जाएगा, देन बी से अगेन ओ में आएगा, तो वन ऑक्सीलेशन कंप्लीट होगा. व्हेन अ बॉब्स मूव फ्रॉम अ मीन पोजीशन ओ टू ए एंड बी बैक टू ओ. नाउ ओ टू ए. ओके, now when it moves from O to A and again B to back to O, O to A and B to O. Okay, it's known as, it's one oscillation. O से जाएगा A में, then again क्या करेगा? B से जाएगा कहाँ? A से जाएगा O में, देन अगेन B से B में, फिर B से अगेन कहाँ आएगा? O में. O से A में जाएगा, देन अगेन A से B में, देन B से अगेन O में. तो इससे हम लोग वन ऑक्सीलेशन बोलते हैं. When move from one extreme position A to another extreme position B and back to A. Now see, ए से अगर अनदर एक्सट्रीम पोजीशन बी में जाएगा, ए से बी से जाएगा, देन अगेन वो ए में आएगा. इसे हम लोग एक्सट्रीम वन ऑक्सीलेशन बोलते हैं. ठीक है, द टाइम टेकन बाय पेंडुलम टू कंप्लीट वन ऑक्सीलेशन इज कॉल्ड टाइम पीरियड. अंडरस्टूड? नाउ स्पीडोमीटर क्या है? स्पीडोमीटर एक डिवाइस है which measure the speed of vehicle kilometer per hour, and odometer is a device which measure the distance covered by a vehicle. Now distance time graph travel by car and time taken. Now if the distance, here the distance travel and how much time is taken. 1 minute it cover 1 kilometer, 2 minute 2 kilometer, so it is a uniform motion. Okay, equal interval of time, equal distance covered with a constant speed. Okay, this is the distance time graph. 1 minute में 1 किलोमीटर कवर किया, then 1 minute में 2 किलोमीटर. ठीक है, 2 मिनट में 2 किलोमीटर, 3 मिनट में 3 किलोमीटर, 4 मिनट में 4 किलोमीटर, 5 मिनट में 5 किलोमीटर. अंडरस्टूड? So thank you, students.